Kaya na Facebook.
No.
Blocky we on Facebook. You are too controversial.
No, no, but it's
Freedom
not
of
a block,
speech
it's a
is no
glitch.
speech at all.
It's a glitch.
Right. That's the only freedom of speech that you ever get. Make no speech.
You are blue.
Because remember, if you made speech, this is a scrutinizer, and we will challenge you because of it. So if you want to have freedom, don't make a speech. We understand our setting values that we're going to meet at some point. I'm a daddy's boy. You see?
I'll be on the shake, making $1 million beats.
All right, igama nguMasibulele Kungubele, aka Makoya, and this is my perspective. Yo, gents, how long has it been? What? 4 months? 3 months?
3 months.
Yeah, it feels like forever though. It feels like forever, but it's good to be back. It's good to be back on this chair. We are looking all good. Saint Ukona, View Ukona, Afro, Eto, Sisonke. But before anything else, man, I just want to say something when Afro's, man, we are moving up, man. We are moving up. Hey, this looks dope, bro.
Yeah.
This looks dope. This really looks dope, you know. I'm sitting here, this is SABC or something, you know. Yeah, man, this looks good, man. I'm very happy for you, proud of you.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, you know, black and white media is going far. It's going spaces.
Thank you, Makoy.
And it's good to be back here on this hot seat talking about it. We're going to be talking about them. Remember, our narrative is simple. We challenge the narrative. We elevate perspectives. Here, we will talk, we will engage, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We don't have to agree. We can disagree. That's the nature of dialogue. That's the nature of debates. We have to agree to disagree, but we have to be tolerant of each other's views. That is the platform that we are creating here, in the Makoya perspective. Anyway, but before we get there, you know, I saw something, guys. I think let's start with this, man. I saw something on social media. I don't know this guy. I think there's a guy who your applet. Ne? I think there's a guy who your applet. But then there was this, you know, movements, activism around in the you know, crime is bad. And crime is a scourge in South Africa, and generally, we are all affected by crime, whether we like it or not. But more than anything else, it's the conversations that we had on Facebook that actually caught my attention. I think there's a guy, per se, but he was like, your daughter, I found now anyway. Knowing you, it can't be you. There's gotta be something. And now this guy is being attacked. But when you know, all of those things. But for me, can't we have this conversation? Can't we have this conversation? What motivated the guy to actually go on social media platform and say, "Ndota le way I find now"?
So what's the story, Tapesh? What happened? For us that don't know the story, the background, what happened?
I don't really know the actual story. I don't even know the people. But I just saw the backlash. You know, I saw the backlash. The guy, I think, you know, so mchita wahlaba le out alwanayo noba ke thathe chair yakhe. Wahlaba bahlaba nalo chair. But the guy succumbed, unfortunately, to his stab wounds zakhe and died. Now kukho abantu bewabathi yo this guy bithule bengumchito grandy and stuff uyenze njani into lo hlobo. And other people are angry. It's like, no, uyafana naye lento. Isn't it quite strange that when a person dies or when a person commits something, be it murder, be it rape, be it whatever it is, you understand? There's going to be people who are going to be like, but
where were they before?
why didn't they warn anybody?
Yeah. Okay, Makoya, here.
You understand what I'm saying? Why didn't you warn us about this person? We don't know this person, Tina. You understand? But don't you think if umazi is capable of doing shouldn't or couldn't we have done something about this? Maybe raise awareness on this type of thing. But also on top of this, Afro, have you noticed into yokubana xa kusweleke umntu kukho abakhalayo kukho abavuyayo? Okanye when somebody commits anything. I'll give you a simple example. I think we talked about this when Afro Jay on the sites. We talked about this, that when a person dies, be it a good person, be it a bad person, bakhona bazokhala bakhona bazavuya. There's this guy was a Eastern Cape, Ubara or something. Abanye abantu were they called ubara Robin Hood, taking from the rich and giving it to the poor. You understand what I'm saying? There were people who were saying, "Would lamchitebe clean strato up." There was no extortion in the streets. You understand? Bekoma phara kwesi strato. Njalo njalo. But then the others would bana yolo mchitebe terrorize. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Terrorize, isn't it fascinating how the narrative is always divided? Whenever somebody dies, there's going to be people that are like, "Yafana na walondo lingote wafa uyinja wena." Understand? But there's other people on the other side is like, "Yo, this saint, this guy that was so good to us." You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uswelekile ngoku sayithini le nto. You know? But more than anything else, I don't think I have a perspective kule way when Afro, more than I would love nje just a society that is transparent, that is open, that is saying ukuthi bana, look, singabantu si different. You know, singabantu si different. Let's try to live with each other, man. Let's try to coexist. You know, let's create this cohesion amongst the society sonke. Just be tolerant, bruh.
Yeah.
You know, we have people now who are being killed just because of a point of view, yabo. Imagine killing me from my point of view. What is this society? I say something, then all of a sudden, Africans will be like, "I find out London your bash. How do you support that?" Can't I have a viewpoint? Can't I differ with you? Look, it's one thing to perpetuate, because I don't want to be misquoted here. I don't want to be taken into I'm like to be lost in translation here. I'm not saying ukuthi xa uEdo esithi, "Hey, masambeni sobulalana abantu masimsupporteni." No, I'm not saying that. You understand? But let's try to dissect this. What is the motivation kaEdo? What gives him this courage? Why does aphuma apha yomaya endabeni and try to lobby people into pushing whatever agenda it is? Where does it come from? Let's engage uEdo. Let's talk to him. Let's say fondini nama lento ithethayo irongo fondini le way. You understand? But let's not kill uEdo. Let's not kill uEdo for intoni viewpoint yakhe, but masimbathi umthetho simbeka apha etafuleni sithi fondini lento ithethayo uyayibona bana ingenza into embi, ingenza into wrong. Because by the time we kill uEdo, we are etching him in stone. Ukuthi whatever it is that he was saying might have been correct.
We haven't proven him wrong.
Let's
We
prove him
just
wrong.
silenced him.
And it just perpetuates
That we are brilliant.
censorship.
Exactly, bruh. We silence. We think by taking uEdo out, we have killed whatever ideology or ideas that he had. We're actually perpetuating him. I think we were talking about this now, Afro Kuti. There's something about killing somebody for a viewpoint that was followed by certain people. It actually made them live forever.
And there's been great examples of that. Chris Hani.
Yeah. You know what I was thinking about when I said it? Now. I was thinking to myself in Yoruba. You know, as black people, we have so many leaders that have been killed because of their viewpoint. We are the last people on earth to celebrate anybody's death.
Yeah.
We have Thomas Sankara, a revolutionary, was killed because of his ideas, socialism. That wonke umntu funeka thini? Umntu wonke umntu makabenefit kule way. They killed him for that. Actually a good viewpoint. But there was people abebe threatened by that viewpoint. You understand what I'm saying? We've lost to Steve Biko. You understand? We've lost to Chris Hani. In America, we've lost to Fred Hampton through assassinations. And we are out here celebrating a person's assassination? Are we saying this is a good thing? What is the reflection of what is the reflection of this on us? The last thing that I will ever celebrate, it doesn't matter where you come from, what you're talking about, I'll never celebrate anybody's death. Whether I agree with you or I disagreed with you, death is death and it's not a good thing. And especially when you are taken out.
Yeah.
We've lost people, so many people. Back in the apartheid days, just by walking on the streets, taken, you are put into jail, you are tortured, you are killed, and your family will never see you again. There is no way I can stand here and be like, that is a good death. There's no such thing. I don't view any death as a good death. And especially, look, if you are killing people, if you are a Hitler, you actually persecuted people. You hated them for who they are, up to a point that you actually created a whole policy that we're going to take you in your millions. We're going to put you in concentration camps. And then we're going to torture you, we're going to run experiments on you, and we're going to kill you. We're going to exterminate you. Oh, well, you'll get what you deserve.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But for the mere fact that you have an opinion that I differ on, instead of engaging you, I'm killing you and I celebrate. I don't know if I don't want to kakhulu chance.
No, Makoya, just to put, I want to, I don't want us to, and us guys as well in the background. We spoke about this in the background, yes. But I'm hoping that we will be able to play a little bit of devil's advocate so that we truly engage the subject. But before that, what I wanted to say, Makoya, is that, even the worst of the worst on the face of the planet were given an opportunity to engage in a conversation before their ultimate fate in a court of law. For instance, a mass murderer would be given an opportunity to stand in front of a panel of judges or in front of the judge. Yes, and we talk about this and we ask you, how are you feeling about this? Do you feel guilty or do you feel innocent about this? What are the aggravating circumstances? Do you understand? Even the worst of the worst is given a chance to speak their mind as to why. And now we celebrate someone that has been taken out for their opinions without even being given a chance to explain in front of the court of law, I will put it like that, as to why he believes in what he believes in.
Okay, we're talking about Charlie Kirk.
And we're happy. You understand? There's really some things that we as the people really need to look at. Really need to look at. I don't want to be religious, but it goes back to even historic Jesus on the cross with, these two other people that were next to him that were criminals or that were deemed as criminals. But people were very quick to forgive them, if I'm following the story properly, and were very quick to prosecute someone that only had an ideology and beliefs.
And remember, Jesus, there was Barnabas who was a killer.
Yeah.
He was killing people.
Yes.
There was Jesus who spread the word.
Yes.
But people wanted Jesus to die and Barnabas to go free.
Yeah.
Simply because Jesus had this viewpoint.
Yes, he had an
that
ideology.
that threatened the system.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So let's rather take this one out.
Yeah.
But what happened? What happened after that? We're still talking about him today.
Exactly.
He's God.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
I even forgot the name Barabbas.
Barnabas. Nobody cares about Barnabas.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if viewpoints have a way of lasting throughout history. If you stand for something, it doesn't matter what it is. If you stand for something and you go out there with your mendabeni uti, this is what I stand for. I was saying earlier, I'd rather know what you are thinking rather than seeing you doing something that I didn't know. If you tell me that you hate me, I know.
Yeah.
And I know but I'm more scared of a person who hates me that I do not know that they're hating me because they can do anything and I won't be aware. You understand what I'm saying? So if somebody says openly, I love Henry Vervoet. Henry Vervoet? He hated black people openly. I hate you guys. You are inferior race.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be oppressed and segregated. I'm not going to go in the same bathroom as you. I'm not going to sit in the same restaurant as you. He was a racist and I loved him for that because he was clear. I hate a racist that is hiding behind the closed doors. You see, when I see Henry Vervoet,
you know your place.
I know how to deal with him. I do not know how to deal with somebody who's closeted. It brings me back to Charlie Kirk. You know one thing I liked about Charlie Kirk? If I may say. You know one thing I liked about him? Akonto intswembo awutiyami njengokuba ube ne viewpoint undixelele bana andifuni into ethile engqiba uyimotivate engakwazi ukuphikisa. That's what Charlie Kirk did. Charlie Kirk will tell you something wrong le nto yakho andifuni le way. You understand? And uzakuxelela why? And it will be making sense. Go check out his debates and come back and tell me. That guy said something that I was like, yeah, the way I'm supposed to tell out. Hey, but you tell man. You know what I'm saying? Uthetha kamnandi. I was saying now, like for instance, upper quick background. I was saying upper quick background, Tiba. Look, Lomchi, I've been busy saying there's something controversial that he once said about black pilots. Ne? Uti, he doesn't trust black pilots. Because he doesn't feel that they have the same training as the white people and having everything. And we are saying, no, that's racist. Do you trust black pilots? You are black.
I think let's go around in the room just to get replies.
I get this. Do you trust black pilots? Masithi get a plane in ngoku Afro. And then you see a black captain, a black crew. How are you going to feel?
I trust.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But you have to think about it. You have to think about it. Okay, people say
I wouldn't.
Here's another question. Here's another question. You go to a taxi rank. Are you going in or are you going out? Uzofika dala le. Uzobana imithetho egqitha kwendlela uzofollow ii-rules. You trust a black taxi driver. Are you racist?
No,
You're not racist.
I'm not.
You are being real. You are being realist. You trust something because you know it. Ihamba ngolu hlobo. You put a white player kwi-soccer team kwi-Kaizer Chiefs. Jonga uCross. We question uCross, but hey, le ngamla lena, yasikisa lo mjita. I'd rather have a black player there because I know abantu abamnyama when it comes to soccer into siyenza from grassroots.
Yeah.
Into yethu.
Yeah.
That is why amabhulu when it comes to rugby they're so protective of it. Because that's what they live from the grassroots level. That's why they will have a problem when they say you're talking about quota systems. No, we want to take these blacks who are not trained. You're going to Springbok. No, we're not going to have this. You understand? Because they believe they put more effort into this. More than anybody else.
Rugby is the main focus thing. Rugby is focused so much in the whiter schools than on the black community.
Remember the question earlier? Another thing which Charlie Kirk said with this other guy, black guy, debater now. He was against mostly affirmative action. All the pro-black, progressive policies and stuff, he was against that. Right? So now I saw this other debate. He was debating, someone who says university. It just goes there. Ubu's question A1. NBA, National Basketball Association in America is dominated by what? Blacks. Basketball in America is dominated by blacks. 70% of the players in basketball are blacks. And then the other 30% is all the other races, whites, Asians, whatever. Now he asks, Iti, what if there was a policy that says 50% of all players in NBA, they have to be white? Would you trust the quality?
Would the quality be the same?
Will the quality be the same?
Like I don't like it won't be the same anymore because like it's not like based on merit anymore. Okay, we're just trying to like make the weighing fair. But okay, but the quality is not like the same anymore. Like I'm gonna I go to man. Like I'm like nah, bro. I'm not watching this anymore. Like what am I watching? So like it's not really based on merit. Like where your quotas and stuff. Like we say man. Like I get the idea, like it's about equal and stuff, but I feel like some things like they should just stay the way they are. Like for real, I think some things should just stay the way they are. Like even like rugby. I feel like I also have another view rugby. Myself as a South African guy, Okulele Eastern Cape. Like rugby, I feel like black people are passionate about rugby. I feel like I get that one. Because like that one is like financially motivated. It's not like they can't play the rugby, whatever. It's like they just don't. They don't.
So what I was saying basically, fairness.
Yeah, there should be fairness, but also merit matters.
Let's be given an equal opportunity.
Yeah.
You understand? If there's a black person that plays rugby so well, they must have the same entrance as a white person out there.
Yeah.
We understand? They should be given that opportunity. They should be able to say, look, unyanisile, even nalapha I think there's a tournament in rugby.
Yeah.
Go watch. Go and see. We understand? There are things that we can say, look, man, you know what, let's leave them, let's let them be as they are. You understand? But there are things of okay, man, this is not fair. You understand what I'm saying? This is not fair because we're not given the same equal opportunity. We understand? So let's be given that opportunity. I think AIK debate more than anything else was around the reparations. Of which is the same thing that we are doing in South Africa, redressing the imbalances of the past. Black people were shunned the opportunity to enter certain spaces. So let's give them now an equal opportunity, but let's raise them a bit. We understand? If ever there's a black person and a white person and they score the same, we take the black one first because remember, back in the day, umuntu omnyama benganayo le opportunity. The only problem that I have with BEE and stuff and everything, after 30 years, we should have progressed. I think we should have progressed. If ever we said ukuthi bana for you to own a business up in South Africa, 60% of ownership has to be black. Where are the black millionaires? Why there's only a few? After 30 years. For instance, if I can ask you now about a billionaire and a millionaire in South Africa, you will thank Patrice. Banom. I've never met a millionaire now, up Kaslam. But I know entrepreneurs. I know people who have access to certain opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's only them.
But honestly, Tapesh, I think we are getting there.
Are we?
Eh? We are getting there. I think as much as 30 years is a lot of years, but I think we also sort of underplaying the damages and how long it will take to redress the damages apartheid has actually done. It was systematic, this thing, across an entire group of people. So I think, yes, 30 years is a lot of years, but we are slowly getting there. Someone once said to Africa that to fix the injustices that apartheid caused will take another 100 years. So I think as much as 30 years is a lot,
And Unyansi,
but
like, for instance, what
apartheid was
Saint is
damaging.
saying, it's more harder to rebuild a country after war. You understand? Because the war kills everything. And then you have to start from scratch.
And Tapesh, remember,
to
in
rebuild.
the lifespan of a country, 30 years is nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes,
I think I agree.
You've said something very profound.
No, I agree. I agree
You've
totally.
said something very, very, very profound there. I want to bring my point across, but I want to start with the point that you've just made now. That in order to
Kanti
redress
bamanzi
or to fix what the apartheid has done,
Kanti galela
it will take another 100 years.
As siya podcast apha live so yonke
Yeah.
into great.
You have
the
ENCA
other
in your
thing-
mind.
The other thing also sent that always comes to my mind is the method in which the apartheid was doing things and the method in which we are doing things
Okay.
to balance or to redress. Do you understand? If, Saint, I smash into your house in an hour, I smash into your house in an hour and steal everything that you have got in an hour's time, and say, okay, now, Saint,
Thank you.
I want you to get everything that you had, that I took away, in an hour as well. Do you think it's going to take an hour? It's not going to take an hour.
Impossible.
It is not going to take an hour. It's probably going to take you longer, right?
Yeah.
Because now you must look for that shoe that took you however many years to source. You must look for that kitchen table that took you however so years to source. So we're balancing apples, not with apples here. We are saying, okay, it took 100 years for the apartheid to do this. Now, here's
It must
BEE,
take another
here's
100
this,
years now
It must
to-
take another 100 years. But the system is different. We're not forcing people out of their residential places. We're not doing the land grabs. We're not doing what the apartheid was doing to put us in this situation that we're trying to get
So
out
basically
of.
it's going to take us even longer.
It's going to take us even longer. But that's not what I wanted to say. I just wanted to make that comparison that maybe it might take us longer. But what I wanted to say, Makoya, coming back to what you were saying about TPE and everything, I'm just scared of a generation that is state dependent. I'm just scared of what I'm currently seeing with my fellow entrepreneurs, that before a movement starts, akho tender ithile, government funds, masource funding, idea yami inoqala ndinidi funding. There's that mentality now of depending on the state instead of just pushing your own thing. Each generation yangoku it's becoming very much dependent on a state or on state funding, which is very, very dangerous.
But I think both of you guys have made compelling arguments here, and there's no right or wrong in this situation. It's basically how we see it. We understand that, and both of you are correct, man. I'm not going to lie about this. Both of you are correct because I didn't look at it the way that you are saying now, Saint. What I know for a fact is that black people have been marginalized for a very long time. And the unfortunate thing about apartheid is not just a physical thing that it did to us as the people, but also on the mind. You understand? When you're talking about the Luthetha Africa and stuff and everything, because apartheid, what it did to you, it was indoctrination of some sort. It made us to believe something about ourselves that was not true. You understand?
Yeah.
Ukuthi bana, you have to understand and believe ukuthi you don't belong in this land. These are our things. You understand? So it has to start emotionally and mentally. You know, just to start, because if I talk to my mom now about the things that were happening back then, you can still see the fear. You understand what I'm saying? And then there comes this conversations, why ANC, we were not there. We did not see what they saw.
Yeah.
You know, to them, they don't even want because
Yeah.
they lived that experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They lived that experience. That thing happened to them.
Yeah.
Now we get to hear about it and we'll be like, "Ay man, what in. I agree. It's gonna take us 200 years. Or even more. You understand? Which means now the system, the only thing that I have a problem with is the fairness of the systems and the policies. We understand? If we are saying we have affirmative action, PEE and stuff, let it be fair across. You understand? I cannot go to Umaspal and feel your span. The only time I'll get a span is if I'm affiliated with who? Saint. Or else I have to pay a bribe. Or else I have to buy a card as an official Maspala. It's taking us steps back. I'll give you a simple example.
And I have a question after you've given me that simple example.
Yeah, I'll give you a simple example. When I came back from Joburg, I wanted to get into the business thing, the tendering and all of that. I remember I had a tender for 30,000 for catering. Of course, yeah, I organize you. Yeah. I'm not going to go into deep, but I organize you. You know how many cards that I had to give? 5. Mind you, I told you that this was a 30,000 tender.
How many what about cuts?
Cuts.
What are
I had
cuts?
to cut that 30,000
Or to
in
split
5.
it, okay.
Split it in 5. Give 5 people a piece of something from this 30K. Of 3K each.
Yo.
3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's 15K. I have to pay the caterer another 5K. I need to take another 2K because the catering was in Mosul Bay. I have to pay another 2K for transport. 8. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to grow in this thing. I'm supposed to be a caterer of note.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have capital for another catering job.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Basically, if ever there were not these 5 people, I could have been left with 15 plus 8
Yeah. And these 5 people are invisible.
invisible people.
They are invisible people.
Yeah, they're invisible people.
And people looking at you
They're invisible.
would be like, that guy,
And it's wrong,
he just got this tender.
Yeah.
We tell you, man.
Yeah. And it's not people nje Afro, ne? It's not people who are nanto. Abantu abasebenzayo apha. Andisebenzi mna. These are people with incomes. But they want this card. You know what I'm saying? So I'm for that. I'm for the affirmative action. I'm for the PEE and stuff and everything. But PEE is supposed to empower black people. Not supposed to take away from them.
I want to take you a step back.
Okay.
Yeah? I know we've gone past this one, but I want to take you a step back. Going to Lado Uta Africa was saying on playing devil's advocate so that we can properly dissect and get deep into a conversation. Now, I want to take you back to what you said on free speech. Ne?
Okay.
We
talked about free speech behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to take you back to what you said about free speech. Even now, ne? Now let's say you mentioned about Adolf Hitler and also let's say Charlie Clerk. Ne? Let's say now, Hitler. To what extent can we say this is free speech? In what sense? Let's say now, Dapesh, Hitler, what he did was solely. It stopped at him speaking. He didn't implement anything. He didn't physically kill people, millions of people. But let's say, what if he said that that's what he wanted to do? At what point do we now say, hey, this is no longer free speech? Because keep in mind, it's free speech. Nesta Best, at what point, where is that line that says, okay, now it's no longer free speech?
Okay. Afro? Is
Also
anybody
reference
wants to
with
come
Charlie
into this
Clerk as well.
Before I come?
No, go Makoya.
Okay, go.
Oh, you want?
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I think here's my thinking. Like, when we get to a point where like there has to be a line, it's no free speech. Then, if there's a line, you can't say like it's free speech, and then like we're getting to a point where like if you say certain things, there's a certain line. I feel like for me that is no longer free speech.
Okay. Let me come in.
I think let's reference the most recent one.
No. Just leave it like that. Just leave it like that. This is very profound. It's a good question. You know, but I just want to be clear on this. I just want to collect my thoughts. Kakuhle. There's something that is. The thing is with the freedom comes with greater responsibility. You cannot take freedom and leave responsibility. They go hand in hand. Once your freedom infringes on my freedom, then it's a problem.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? If your freedom infringes on my freedom, you have the responsibility to ensure that your freedom does not infringe on my freedom.
Okay.
Your speech
Okay.
must not cause me harm,
Okay.
must not instigate that I can be caused harm.
Okay.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Then again, if you're actually misusing or abusing the freedom of speech. Because we have to be responsible individuals. This is the issue. There's this liberal and then a conservative agenda. We understand? Liberalism says we are free. We have to do izinto because we are free. But also, that is why it's in a Bill of Rights in South Africa. We understand? But also the Bill of Rights comes with the responsibility to you are free to say whatever it is that you want to say. But then, that freedom of speech, by the time it puts harm onto someone, that's no longer freedom of speech, that's hate speech.
Yes.
There's two things, you have to differentiate between the two.
Yes.
The line is when it becomes hate. That's the line. Free speech, hate speech. If you instigate violence, if you instigate something that is going to cause harm to other people,
Okay, makes sense.
it's hate speech.
Makes sense.
Free
Makes
speech,
sense.
it's good speech.
Now
Hate speech.
let's
I don't know if Ndibeka kahle.
let's
No,
get
Makoya, actually there are measurements.
Yes.
That there's a way to measure.
Yeah.
Actually, that this is hate speech now.
Yeah.
But so I get it.
Now-
It's in the legal bounds.
Yeah.
It's within
Okay.
the legal bounds. You can be arrested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get
Okay. Makes sense, Tapesh. 100%. Now, I really want us to talk about Charlie Clerk. Ne?
Kirk.
Now, Kirk. Now, him being assassinated, Netapesh, did he cross that line of free speech?
Possibly. I'm saying possibly. A lot of people were harmed by his words. For instance, let's go back to one of his policies that he was championing, of which it's one of them that got him killed. Second Amendment. Second Amendment basically talks about, protects the right of people to bear arms, keep and bear arms, to buy guns.
Okay, guns.
He believed when more people have guns, then they can be able to
Protect
themselves.
Even against the government, that will become.
You understand?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
So he encouraged people to take up arms.
That's what he's fighting for. But now there's a good question on that post that I posted. There's a good question from Unati Jankut. That got me thinking.
And I want us to go to that post.
Yeah, we're going to go to that post.
I want us to go to that post.
But, what she said there was that who was supposed to die by him championing the Second Amendment? Because now, where she comes from with this is basically that the more guns in hands, a lot of damage can be done. And especially in the wrong hands.
Which is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But also at the very same time, awufuna umpusayit?
For protection.
Awufuna umpu? Yep. Ndiyafuna nam. You understand? But how do we know ukuthi u-Eto xa enompu akazuphuma apha yodubula abantu nje?
Yeah.
E-America there's a scourge of killings esikolweni.
Mass shooting.
Mass shootings nje. You understand?
Yeah.
So by people having arms, and guns and stuff, if they fall into the wrong hands, could be chaotic. That gun that shot Ukali Kek was in the wrong hands.
He made a good argument. he made a good argument on that Second Amendment.
Yeah.
That look, and he gave the stats. I'm not good with numbers, but he gave the stats that about maybe 50,000 people die on road accidents. I don't know if it's every month.
Yeah.
50,000 die on road accidents every month. But is that good reason enough to stop the manufacturing of cars? No, we'll still manufacture cars.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
because the
They are a
benefit,
necessity, yeah.
when
the
you look at
benefit
it
of
like that.
having
Outweighs the
a car,
bad.
it outweighs the bad.
Okay.
So it's the same with guns as well.
That's a compelling argument.
Yeah, it is actually. It is. And the number of people that die actually with guns as compared, if you can take the stats, you will see that a lot more die.
So
with
the more
guns.
people have arms to protect themselves, the lesser the crime.
Yeah.
Because now uzoyazi endlini yomuntu ubana, hey, this guy might be owning a gun. Or by the time you want to hijack, hey, this guy might shoot back.
Gave an example as well. As Bangani, there used to be no guards with guns. Now there are security guards with guns.
There are less bank robberies.
Are less. In airports, in the banks, all those robberies have come down because there are people with guns.
But
why not put guards with guns in schools?
You know what is the beauty of this?
Since, especially when there's been records and records of mass shootings.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what is the
You
beauty?
made
you
good
know,
arguments.
You know what is what is the beauty of this? It goes back to my first. It's not an argument, but my first statement when I said what I said about Charlie Kirk. Brilliant. He was a very brilliant guy. You understand? He was a very brilliant guy, a good debater, and whatever it is that he said, he had a lot of arguments to back it up. You understand? Because I'm sitting here and I'm conflicted by this second. I don't know what I want, but what I know is that I want a gun. Now, that's what I know. You understand? I'm not gonna shoot anybody, but I'm gonna protect my family.
Yeah.
That's what I know. You understand? But at the very same time, I'm conflicted by Hey, ngenzeka ntoni? Ngathi behle ngemela ngoku. I'm looking at Cape Town, lots of guns in wrong hands.
Yeah.
Lots of guns in wrong hands, and there's just a guy that I know very well that I grew up with that just died. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking in a country like this, of course, yes, America, but we're talking about it generally. You understand? So, but I can be able to draw a reference in the sense, when there's a lot of guns in the wrong hands,
Yeah.
chaos erupts.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But what I liked about it more than anything else, Africa, when it comes to Charlie Kirk, we had an opportunity to engage this guy. We had an opportunity to say, he came to you. He will come to your university and challenge you there. You understand? And I beg if viewpoint yakhe.
And
This
now
is not a
you-
guy you talked Rumini.
Now we know
He will come to you and say, okay, you feel strongly about this, let's talk about it.
Prove me wrong.
You are wrong.
Prove me wrong.
Uthi kwenye into uthi enye way ithethayo uthi lots of rage, no wisdom. Because lo mbana uyathukisa. Hayi kwathi. Uthi khona manje uthi bona you are a racist, you are a hater. Uthi when did I become racist? Where? Prove it to me, show it to me. Then uzokuxelela bana uyaxoka. You understand? So what I'm trying to say here is that this guy talked about things that we don't want to talk about. We live in a society, Africa, that doesn't want to talk. Doesn't want to engage. How are we going to plan or build anything if ever we don't want to sit down and talk?
There's no conversation.
Charlie Kirk said a lot of things that white people think. That is why he has so millions of supporters.
Yeah.
That is, I'm sure some of you didn't even know who the guy is. Apha kuthi sona abantu Africa xa bemazi Charlie Kirk.
No clue.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you see what his death did. You understand? What his death did not silence him.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, after he died, we're still talking about him. What do you think is going to happen in 100 years? We have actually now put his name in stone. It's going to stay there forever. Because we have made a martyr of him.
Yeah.
You were saying, Africa, Uti, there's something about a leader when there's an assassinated that makes him a martyr. And that makes him that it doesn't matter how long it takes, people are always going to talk about him.
Yeah.
So, we are celebrating his death, Singabanye. We are mourning his death, Singabanye.
That's what I was about to come to.
And I say what I'm saying. We are celebrating his death, we are mourning his death, whatever, we are divided.
Yeah.
But then it speaks a lot about the character of Charlie Kirk. He was a very divisive person. He said things that divided us. You understand? But what I liked about him is that he said them. He said them, and he didn't sit in his back room, a coffee computer, be like, I hate black people. No, he came to you guys, black people, and sat with you and talked to you. Anixelele bana mna if nguyipilot andizukhwela eplanini yakho. You understand? He said those things.
Yeah.
That's what I appreciate about him. That's what I appreciate about him. He said things that otherwise besingazazi.
Yeah.
Ngesingazazi. You understand? But now, the only thing that ngokucinga kwami ideath yakhe yenzileyo ngoku ne more than anything else Afro is that baninzi ngoku abapha eAmerica all over the world that are going to carry on these conversations. There's all Ben Shapiro, Bayana, there's all Matt Walsh who have this conservative agenda, who are pushing this. The first time I saw Matt Walsh was on Dr. Phil talking about transgenderism. Hey, I was like, dude, bro, I'm a debater, Ndangam. I'm a debater, I'm Afro, I'm a public speaker, I've done these things. I appreciate a good debater.
Yeah.
I love knowledge, my man. And this validating and knowledge. I listen to everyone. You understand? And Julius Malema. Julius Malema. I don't agree with Julius Malema with everything that he says, but I respect him.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant man. Unota. The authority. Half the time, but he's a brilliant mpambene. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I cannot take that away from him. I cannot take away the fact that Charlie Kirk was a divisive person. He said a lot of shit that is not good. But he said it brilliantly. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So my post, if you go to that post after, okay.
That's for some reason I'm looking for it, and now that I'm looking for that post now because I wanna put this post to you, Tapesh,
yeah.
ne? I want you to actually have an opportunity to hear some of the comments. We know it's your post, Tapesh, right? Uh-huh. You've seen these comments, but I want to give you the chance to actually hear what some of these people are saying, because it's exactly what we're talking about now. Ne? Yeah. But I'm looking for that post now. I'm gonna tell you when I get it.
Before I read it.
You do have it.
Okay,
yeah.
I read that.
Okay. I hope it's this one. Okay, but
don't read the actual post. Read just my lento lane, the one that I shared. My caption.
Yeah. I want to read your. Yeah. What you posted. Yeah. Okay. So I'll quote. This is Makoya. The fatal shooting of Charlie Kirk is quite disturbing. I honestly don't know what to make of this. All I know is that the world has been robbed of a brilliant activist who stood his ground and was unrelenting in his views and beliefs. I truly admired this young man's mind and his ability to think and answer on his feet. What a loss to the political discourse and activism, particularly the conservative aspect. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk.
I think
Close quote.
I can understand the backlash.
Oh, I am looking for it.
Yeah, I can understand the backlash. Why? But I think after this conversation, what we have done, I think I've established why I admired him. I don't think that I have to talk about that again. But I think I've explained it, ne?
Yeah,
I think I've went into deep.
You have in length.
Yeah, I think I have in length. Now, Afro. One thing about me, I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I'm not an idealist. You understand? I do not live in a world that is ideally. I do not make up this thing in my mind, but like, I would love a world like that is like this. I recognize the world for what it is. I believe ukuthi singabantu sibanenze is a difference ngahlukileyo. But I would love to know ukuthi Africa ucinga ntoni and why. What is his motivation? What is his encouragement?
Yeah.
What gives him this courage? You understand what I'm saying? Now, when you talk about I just want to make an example. So one of the guys that I admire the most, is a political activist as well, a black guy, Fred Hampton. If you haven't seen the film called Judas and the Black Messiah,
Oh, that's a
go
good
watch
one.
that film.
That's a
Fred
good
Hampton. I am a revolutionary. You can kill a man, but you cannot kill a revolution. I am the revolutionary. Fred Hampton, one of the most brilliant young men. He only died at 21. Political. I'm not going to choose, did he? You see, that death is a good death. That death is a bad death. Both deaths are bad. This was a liberal agenda. He was fighting for the emancipation of black people. Much like Steve Biko. This was a political activist as well, fighting for the emancipation of white people.
Yeah.
You understand? But what is his motivation? What was this one's motivation? You understand? Now my duty mna is umasibulele nihleli yapha is to dissect that. You understand? So that I can be able to form my own mind. I always believe ukuthi if ever you form an opinion before you hear me speak, you're an idiot. I'm sorry to say. If you are liberal about everything, you're an idiot. If you are conservative about everything, that means you form an opinion before you actually sit on the table.
Yeah.
You're not open to engagement. You understand? I was saying to you, gents, earlier that there's things that I'm conservative about. Chris Rock, I'm actually quoting Chris Rock. They are plagiarizer, guys. I got this. Chris Rock is one of my favorite comedians because he's brilliant. Brilliant comedian. Some people say he's not funny. He's funny as hell to me. Love him because a comedian is intellectual comedy.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying? So I love to listen to him. He said, I quote, if you form an opinion before you actually listen to somebody, you're an idiot. I'm conservative about crime, Afro. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm liberal about abortion. You understand? I don't want crime. I don't want rape. I don't want the killing. I don't want conservative banjwa.
Don't go there.
Banjwa, ufakwa trongweni.
Yeah.
Be punished, whatever.
Yeah.
As long as it's within the legal means. You understand what I'm saying? But if you don't want the pregnancy, I'm liberal about that.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So there's things that I do not compromise on that makes me conservative about certain aspects. We understand? But there are things that, for instance, even religion, I'm liberal about religion. Believe in whatever it is that you want to believe in. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the very same time, I'm conservative about cults.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So follow at home.
Yeah.
Follow and you understand what I'm saying? So basically, that is my argument here. But now I want to go and comments.
Yes, because Dabesh, I do have one comment here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know this comment.
Yeah. So now, one of the people that commented, Bati lol, you admired the mind of someone who thought black people were better
That's
off
Lisa
as
Simani.
slave. That is Lisa Simani.
That's Lisa Simani. Say
that again?
So Lisa Simani says, lol, you admired the mind of someone who thought black people were better off as slaves? Question mark.
Okay.
Must I respond to that?
Yes.
Okay. You know, the thing is, the difficult thing about responding to these things, when Afro, that thing, but this thing has been sitting with me for a very long time. I even talked to a few people who are friends and family and stuff, but no, don't respond. You know, I have to be a bigger person. And being a bigger person takes a lot of toll on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially because I believe I'm a good-hearted person. You know, when people talk to you like that, it does something to your psyche and everything. And then every day you wake up and think about this, but these people, when it's being this, to say this, what if I said something back? What is going to happen? You understand? But I have to be a bigger person, to be like, I can take the beatings, because I can take it.
Yeah.
You understand? I know these people. I can understand the tone. Maybe she thought highly of me, and she felt I will admire the people that she wants me to admire. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, you want to watch what you said now, Dabesh? Talk to Landuba. I guess at some point never meet your idols, somewhere along those lines, because we sort of have this image of people that we admire. We always think they are exactly how we want them to be. Do you get what I mean, Dabesh? I hope I'm making sense.
Comment Kalisa, ne? I think there's something else. What are you laughing at?
Okay, what are you laughing? I see the one he says, lol, he won't answer you. Kulisa.
Better now.
Okay.
Can I pack comment yakhe?
Okay. Uyadika wena.
Bayeka.
That one, ne?
Kulento asemahle lo uwali.
Okay, but ebesithini
Anyway,
because now that we
I think ebesithi bana what are you laughing at? This guy, Yazi the way I express it in. When you
what exactly are you laughing at? Because nothing that guy spewed was funny.
Yeah, Ivalawe. What are you laughing at?
To who is
Because
that comment going to?
It's going to me.
Oh, okay.
At Besh Makoya,
it's
what
going to me.
exactly are you laughing at?
Yazi thina
Because
sixhosa
nothing
la way
that
Africa
guy
sayiphinda
spewed
again.
was
When
funny.
you bandoni. Kuba lo muntu obabhanga bekuthethwa ngulo muntu was nothing I knew this land. That's the tone that I took it from.
Okay.
Umntana ke ngicela uthetha uhlobo nami. You understand? I don't have a problem with you disagreeing with me, but respect me. You understand? Because if I start talking to you the same way that you are talking to me is not going to be nice. You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, she has every right to disagree and to be disappointed at me.
And also challenge.
Challenge my narrative, challenge my perspective on this thing. You understand? But mahlonipha nini, guys, man.
Yeah.
Mahlonipha nini. I think there's okay. Isn't it funny how people will never comment on your stuff most of the time? They only come when you disagree, when people disagree with you. I had to say, spotlight. Now all of a sudden everybody's here.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I was saying in the iyafana nayo loo nto leyo.
Yeah.
Umnaka, for somebody who has trended, I've trended big time. They're gonna trend. You understand? So I know this thing. You understand? I know that kufika nabantu brawo abagqibela ngo-2002. Mthetho wakhe lo ubhesh kaloku animazi ubhesh nina siyamazi ke thina. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like people were waiting for this to happen. But the problem that I have with this, nobody is talking about my caption.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody's talking about my caption.
Itself.
What did I say in my caption? Who commented on that? You understand what I'm saying? There is one particular comment that I'm very interested in when I say isuka
Yes.
Azizipho.
Azizipho.
Azizipho Madolo.
Let's see.
I think Pagulisa.
Yes.
Ngena Pagulisa.
Okay, Azizipho
Yeah, yeah,
Madolo.
yeah. Read that.
The one that says, lol, he won't answer you. Okay, so Azizipho Madolo says, at Lisa Simani, lol, he won't answer you. Shem Ngama. But Bash, don't fuck with nonsense, because that fucks up his image, and things of real importance are not the cup he sips on anymore. Iyo too, Sake, because at some point he was a real voice, Elokshini, with his activism and music and all. Smiley face, smiley face. He's all about the game and influence now. Please bite me if I'm talking nonsense.
Okay, let me bite you as uchilo masibhayithe ke nathi. Awusicelele anyway. I know Azizipho as well. I know her very well. Khule phambi kwami. This is the problem that I have with this, is that nafike ngiphendulana nabantwana.
Yeah.
If you look at that thing when after you look at my age mates and those, for instance, kukuthandeka but uthandeka uthi bana I'm still processing this thing because it can't be.
Yeah, Utandeka Uti, I had to reread this with my glasses, but I guess I need a new
Ujonga
script
ujonga
because
umula
there's no way.
phayana, ujonge no lento no. Who's this guy? Yeah, Usive, Olax.
Deluxe.
Is that a lot of guys my age, you can tell, you can see the respect. They're disappointed.
Yeah.
They're disappointed, but they're not chastising me.
Yeah.
They're not disrespecting me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unathi Koti makes an argument about the second amendment. You see the difference?
Yeah.
You understand? Now I can take on abantwana and be like, hey.
Yeah.
Yes, because I see Unat is actually engaging your what
Exactly.
you wrote. She says, who was supposed to die for his Second Amendment right? His death was quite poetic, even though no one deserves to die like that. I hope he earned his spot in heaven.
You understand what I'm saying? Now that is an argument that I can engage with. But now I cannot engage naye yedwa. Simply because there's a lot of people who have spoken. Most of the time, now when I post something, I leave it in the post. What you make of it is up to you.
Yeah.
I'm not on Facebook to create arguments and stuff because by now Facebook wajusha nomuntu onenyawo ezimdaka ulele ematrasini or lento coffee phone just simply because. And on top of that, if you're never gonna engage me in person, don't talk to me.
Yeah. Don't engage me online.
Don't engage me online. You understand? We can sit here and do bizobela precaution and then they say let's debate. You won't win. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You won't win. And not because we're turning up, but because we're not at the same level.
Yeah.
Now coming to Azizipho. Uyangicela uAzizipho. Ayangicela kakubi. Andifuna ukuxoka.
Yeah.
Yabona, that's one comment endiqhela kakubi leyana ne, and I will tell you why ngicela kakubi. I don't know what this girl wants. Ne? Because this is not the first time ezama undi-engage. I don't respond ngesibongo simply because I don't want to engage her.
Yeah.
If I wanted to engage her, I would have engaged her. We understand? If you are this is not even about the land. Uti utabesh won't respond. Because things of importance are no longer a cup that he drinks from.
Yeah.
What things of importance that I no longer drink from?
Yeah.
What is important, kuwe?
Yeah. It has
So
become
basically, they lose a little relevance because I no longer do things of certain importance. Okay, what is important, kuwe? I see now that she's trying to be a political activist and stuff, talking about the EFF and yonke laa nto laa mfitshi ayibhalayo phayana athatha yedwa apha kuFacebook. I see that. You understand? If I see her engage Lebo Setos, ithanda engage Lebo Setos, and I've seen the temperament yakhe when it comes to engagement. She becomes emotional. You understand? I do not argue with people who become emotional. Now she talks about me. About that Beshu soul. Why are you not talking about the post?
Yeah.
Why are you more interested in me and what I do and don't do? Activism. I'm about the game and the influence now. I was about the game and the influence. Then I wanted to be famous and fortunate and wealthy. Now I want to make a difference. Buzu Send comes to me all the time up and looking for your advice. How many kids did I put into what in Lislangu last year for your school? How many young men did I put into jobs last year? How many people did I give you ideas? Who send did I send push this thing? Advise them. How many young people come to me now? You understand what I'm saying? So of importance. I'm not talking about who are you. What do you know? You understand? I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because look, if you want to talk about what I said, talk about that. Don't come for me. I'm not coming for you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now what? Things of that did brilliant back then, that the activist. I'm still an activist to this day, Afro.
And I think Dapesh, we've also, as a people, yeah, we've kind of lost touch with the I want the words for this, the how to engage in dialogue. Whether we agree with you or not. As a people, I think we've lost that thing of being able to engage in dialogue. Now, if I disagree with something you say, now it's no longer even about what you said. I'm going to come into other aspects of your life that have nothing to do with what we are talking about here.
Hey, bruh, you know, there's guys on Facebook that I like to engage with. There's a guy Batungu Karabo, but I think who take TV on Facebook working on. We like to argue about sport. He's a Man City fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. We always throw banter at each other. And if you read our things, it's all intellectual. It makes compelling arguments. I come with all the but at the end of the day, you would think that we're fighting. But it's always shaking hands, good, but okay. See you the other time. We agree, we disagree. We understand? You understand? So there are people that I engage with that I know is never going to be emotional. You understand? I'm fortunate in Afro in a podcast.
Yeah.
This is a pendulum.
Yeah.
Podcast. And this is a bukelo.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You want to engage me again? Let's do it. You understand? But one thing I'm not going to do, the only thing that is of less importance to me is the activism. I'm not going to engage here on that. But everything else that is very important to me, I will engage people on it. You understand? So umuntu makangangigezeli guys, maningagezela ngifuna uzogezelwa ngabantu angigezeli bantu, maningaqhelwa kakubi. You understand? Lastly ke ngoku, I appreciate everything that abantu bayithethileyo phayana and stuff. Afro, you're not always going to agree with me. You understand? I don't agree with people all the time now. You understand? But I will always respect your opinion. I will always respect your viewpoint and I will challenge you on it. You understand? And I won't make you feel belittled. I'm not going to go there, use big English just to make you look stupid or less intellectual. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to talk to you nicely and properly and say, for instance, who saying something, you understand what I'm saying? We are there to uplift each other. And I'm very sorry if ever they come across like that. So, unfortunately, you know? But otherwise, you know, if you're a saint, and you want to try to get into something, learn. You understand? We've done these things for a very long time. By the time was a political activist, the creator of South African Youth Council, a Love Life Youth Center. I made that Love Life Youth Center up. David Harrison wrote an article about me on the Star newspaper. That thing was supposed to go to Plate. I had to do a community mapping to make sure that Love Life Youth Center stays here. Don't come and challenge me on my activism and everything and what I do. Because you don't know anything about me.
And I think the most important thing here, Tapesh, is the way, even if people disagree, not Tapesh, because people will disagree, that's fine, it's dialogue, but the way at which you do it, the how you come across, it's you. Like you can easily disagree. It's fine.
What
but
time?
the way you come across, I think we're just 59 minutes because we started at 8 minutes past.
We have another 5 minutes. Makoya.
Another 5 minutes. Okay, to wrap it up.
To wrap it up.
Okay.
So, but basically, Tapesh, what I'm saying is just have an approach. Don't come. It doesn't matter. No, but don't come at like outeti. Iyafuneka inhlonipho with every dialogue because indlela oyibeke ngayo into it speaks louder than nalento ithethayo. Indlela nje yoyibeke into. Simple as that. Tapesh. Even if they disagree, just indlela othetha ngayo.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking from this.
Tolerance, man. Tolerance. I think that's basically what we are saying, Afro. You know? And I like this platform that we are on here. That is why I'm doing Makoya perspective in Golflow. Because I want the perspectives about is different. And I invite people to come and have a discussion, nati up. And then if you want to be part of this conversation and everything, all the conversations, I remember when Poste Mosleyo and stuff, and then Unati Chankoti was like, yo, I want to engage you in person, Charlie Kirk. Of which I appreciate that. That is why umdala Unati Usisu Yambona. In the approach, and this is an saint. Approach, okay, I disagree with you, Besh, but I would love to engage you.
That's my thing. Tapesh.
You understand what I'm saying?
And now look at how you responded to her. It's dialogue because of Indlela Zenga.
I know. I
she
actually
disagrees.
I actually extended an invite to Kuti, but I would love to see you here and have this conversation with you because I know Unati. When I was doing a peer education for Love Life, she was in matric, I think, or. Age. But she was a little behind me. So we used to go to Escolo in Afro and have these conversations, net debates and everything. And she was very vocal, very brilliant girl. Oh, woman, sorry. She's very brilliant. And I like it discourse, man. And I like it as a approach and everything. You understand that? Because as well as throughout the episode, we can differ, we can disagree or anything. But the most important thing is that we do it kakuhle. You know, I already feel bad about what I said, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So anyway, I think we didn't have time to talk about anything else.
Yeah, because there was also something that we planned on talking about, Ngogo, but that also just opens a whole can of worms.
Yeah, Mkhwanazi.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Mkhwanazi
think-
and the other one. our number
I
five.
think Makoya, as I commented on that post of yours, I think we need to organize a live session.
Okay.
Maybe the subject of Mkhwanazi, we can discuss it after this episode, and then see, because the commission is still ongoing.
Commission is Akuba.
You understand? So maybe next week or
Yeah.
whatever, we can have a live session where people will be able to comment live
right there and
as you are talking right there.
That would be dope.
But we will discuss it after
Yeah,
that.
most definitely. Besides, Mkhwanazi can't be controversial, kakhulu, man. Can't be controversial. Because I never said that it did anything wrong. You understand? Anyway, it's not ngayo ngoku.
There's also one that we planned.
No, we did talk about that.
The one that says
Sivule ngayo.
what happens when someone you know very well is
that.
accused of something outside of his
But I
character.
think it was. It's just that we didn't talk about it the way that we said we were going to talk about it. But it's the first thing that we talked about. The guy has a plate.
Oh, yeah,
it's that same
okay.
thing.
Yeah, then we touched on it.
We touched on it. Yeah,
We touched on it.
We touched on it.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, man. You know, I think at the end of the day, I think the message namhlanje, ebendizama uyidlulisa more than anything else, when guys, is that I admire people for their mind. You understand what I'm saying? I admire expansive minds, big minds. That's the people that I look up to. Because I believe also nambana ndifuna ngona benkulu fundini. Ngisenkulu but ndifuna benkulu kakhulu. You understand what I'm saying? So I like people who talk. I like people who have ideas. I like all of that. You understand? And I might not necessarily agree with what they are saying, but I just like the fact that they've got big brains.
Or even like them as a person.
Okay. You know what you are saying, what I was saying about Unota, what I was saying about Julius Malema and all of that. You understand? I cannot deny the fact that they've got big brains. I might not agree with their ideologies and how they do things and all of that and everything else, but when they talk, I listen. You understand? I don't only listen to the people I like. I also listen to the people that I dislike.
Yeah.
Because now my perspective becomes wide. doesn't become shallow. Hence, I was saying that I'm not liberal about everything. I'm not conservative about everything. I'm open. I don't form an opinion before a subject has been laid on the table or people have said something. Then I listen and I form my opinion. For instance, when you asked a question and I was like, okay, let me collect my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen. So people who chastise you for having an opinion, idiots. It's that simple. Anyway, Kamalam umasibulele kungubele, chachu tupone kumba suma usu kungubele, uchuba kathukwa. This was Makoya perspective. Sapina sinboni again next time. Danko.
Sure.
Yeah, that was a dope one. That was a dope one. I told you, Jobesh, said this episode was going to be a dope one.